Hey guys, it's Leigh. I'm starting a new series of videos on this channel called Journey to Diagnosis. Now you're probably thinking, diagnosis of what? Well, in late 2015 my cousin went into hospital and they discovered that she has this thing called Ehlers Danlos syndrome, or EDS. EDS is basically a condition or a disability that affects your joints and your skin. Those are like the two main features of it. There is no cure for it because it is basically just to do with the way you have been constructed. There's no way of changing that. It's an invisible disability, so often people just dismiss it, and it's rarely caught in children because a lot of parents just think, oh, my kid's clumsy, oh, my kid bruises a lot, oh, whatever, they've got aches and pains, it's growing pains. At the age of 17, you should not have growing pains or still be walking into doors when your ankle goes over. Also, if you've seen my video titled "My School Thought My Parents Were Abusing Me" and I said that I bruise a lot, that's an EDS thing. So when my cousin went in and they gave her her preliminary diagnosis and they also told my auntie that she has it, they were like, anybody else in your family got these symptoms? And they thought of me because I used to do gymnastics and I actually got pulled out of trials because of a back issue. My back doesn't bend properly at the bottom and they thought that might hold me back, so they just decided it would be best to say no, don't try out because you'll just get heartbroken. They asked me if I'd like to stay on at the club and keep training, but ultimately if it wasn't going anywhere, I didn't want to be stuck in the same place for the rest of my life. So even though it broke my heart at the time, I absolutely love my mum for the decision she made. She pulled me straight out of gymnastics and I haven't done it since, apart from a few PE lessons where I was the dummy for everything because I can still do the splits and a front flip. I never lost the ability, I just don't do it anymore. That's another thing with EDS, we're super flexible. There were these three contortionist sisters and they all had it, and not a lot of people realised at the time. They just thought they were super flexible, but that's a thing. Like, a lot of people who are super flexible just don't realise, and there are different types of hypermobility. Not everybody who's hypermobile has EDS, it's just hypermobility is a really big common factor of it. So I live in constant pain every day of my life. I'm always super tired. Socialising too much drains me because of the amount of effort I have to put in, and I'm constantly clicking. You guys don't hear it a lot because if I click when I'm saying a sentence, I just start over and like edit it out. But in this series of videos, I will be showing you small clips of my day-to-day life living with EDS, anytime I go to a doctor's appointment, a hospital appointment, and any day symptoms are particularly bad, and finding out new symptoms. And no, I don't have an official diagnosis. I am still waiting to go back to the geneticist, but the last time I was there and every doctor's appointment since, they've been like, you have it, we just need to give it you in writing. I'm making these videos to raise awareness of Ehlers Danlos syndrome and also raise awareness of other invisible disabilities. Just because you can't see it does not mean I'm not disabled, because I am. EDS is a disability, and when I tell people, oh, I'm disabled, and I make light-hearted jokes about it, they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, well, yeah, I am. And they're like, are you really? Are you really though? And I'm like, dude, why would I lie? What do I have to gain from lying about being disabled? It makes no sense. I find these kinds of videos quite interesting. I think it's also very helpful for people who just discover that they have EDS. The reason why I'm making these videos is because there aren't a lot of just sit down real talk about EDS and how it affects day-to-day life. I was inspired to make this video series by HotPinkSun, who runs an amazing channel. She also has EDS and she handles it so incredibly well. And she inspires me so much to just keep going with life and F disability, right? Because I'm still a human, I still have needs and wants and desires, and I can achieve all of those regardless of what aches in the morning and how drained I feel. I can just do it. Down in the description I'm going to leave an article called The Spoon Theory, and it is an amazing read. The article was written by a woman who has lupus, but it does relate to EDS, it relates to a lot of other disabilities, and I think it perfectly explains how I feel on a day-to-day basis. So if you want to learn a little bit more, it will be down below. But yes, that is it for this week's video, guys. I hope you stick with me on this journey and learn a thing or two. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. As always, my links will be down in the description, so make sure you go follow me. Subscribe and all that jazz, and see you next time with a brand new video. Ciao! Mwah! Peace out, Papa Sprout. Am I even real?